Welcome to this in-depth Java programming tutorial. Today, we will dive into creating a dynamic dialogue system. This system can be useful in various applications, especially in games and interactive storytelling. So let's get started. First, we need to understand what a dialogue system is. Essentially, it allows for interactions between a player and non-player characters, NPCs, or within story-driven applications. We'll build a simple yet effective dialogue system. Let's outline the key features of our dialogue system. We need to define the structure of a dialogue, manage state, and allow for user input. Our implementation will consist of classes for dialogues, dialogue texts, and a main control manager. Firstly, create a new Java project in your IDE. Make sure to have the src folder ready for our class files. Now, let's start with the dialogue class to hold our dialogue data. In this dialogue class, we have a text field that will store the dialogue text and a list of options for possible responses. Now, let's create the dialogue option class to define each option. The dialogue option class holds the text for the option and a reference to the next dialogue object, creating a branching path through our dialogues. Next, let's write a dialogue manager class to handle displaying dialogues and processing user input. In the dialogue manager, we prompt the user to select an option using scanner for input. Depending on the user's choice, we call the next dialogue. This creates a flow through the conversations. Next, let's demonstrate how to instantiate and use our dialogues. Now, in the main method, we create an initial dialogue and set up two different options that lead to new dialogues. This is where the story branches based on user selections. After compiling and running our program, you will see a simple console application where the user can pick options and navigate through the dialogue tree. This basic structure can be expanded with more dialogues and complex branching paths. Next, let's discuss how to improve user experience within our dialogue system. You might want to add features like saving dialogue states or allowing nonlinear story progression. One way to save and load dialogue states is by using serialization. This way, you can store user choices and restore them later. Here's a small example of how you could implement serialization. In this dialogue state class, we store a current dialogue ID that represents which part of the dialogue the user is on. You can serialize this object when exiting the dialogue and deserialize when resuming the application. The save state and load state methods handle the serialization of the dialogue state object, allowing for a smooth user experience when navigating through the dialogue. Let's also consider user interface elements. Currently, we're using console output, but for a game or application, a graphical user interface would greatly enhance usability. You could implement this using libraries such as JavaFX or Swing. With a GUI, you'll replace console outputs with actor visual representations, options as buttons, and even have animations or text boxes to make the dialogue more immersive. Once you grasp the console version of the dialogue system, this transition will be much more manageable. As we wrap up our dialogue system tutorial, remember that the true power of such a system lies in its complexity and the creative ways you can make it more interactive. Consider adding character traits, branching narratives, and random events to enhance the user's experience. Thank you for following along today. I hope you enjoyed building this dynamic dialogue system with me. If you have any questions or suggestions for future tutorials, drop them in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more programming content.